morning, friends. Welcome back. So yesterday we have seen the Cisco certifications and what are the other technologies, what are the other courses offered by Cisco, and what are the major things we are learning in CCNA. That is also we have seen. And then we have seen about the Cisco certification, like exam and questions and how to go with the exams and all those things, right? So it was a very basic and the demo session yesterday. So I hope everything is clear. I hope you're feeling comfortable with this CCNA, this Cisco certifications path actually. So I'll just suggest you one thing. Don't try to think too much about CCNPs and CCIS or any other course. As of now, you're learning CCNA routing and switching. So just try to concentrate more on CCNA routing and switching. This is one course that is, very, very needed for us to learn to understand many other technologies. Like remember yesterday I told you the cloud computing, the virtualization, the server administrations, or even like your securities and all the other courses, ethical hacking. To understand all the other technologies, if you're good in this CCNA, if you know all the basics of computer network, how the data is moving, how the router is making communication, or how the switch is moving data between devices, or how the router is moving data between different networks, or how the IP addresses are working. If you know these concepts like OSA reference model, NATPAT and all those things, the other technologies will be very easy for you to understand. Okay, so the bottom line here is whether you want to go with like CCNP and CCI, there is not decided by anyone. No one can force you to go with like CCNP and CCI, but maybe someone can force you to go with like CCNA because that is so much needed, but no one can force you with the CCNP and CCI. So just for knowledge purpose, I have like shared all the details with you yesterday. Done. Now let us start our session. Today, we will try to see the types of computer networks. Okay. So if I can ask you a very simple question, what is a computer network according to you? When you face interviews as a fresher, they will ask you very basic questions actually. One of the basic questions we will get in interview is what is a computer network? Okay, computer network is connection of devices. Computer network is connection of devices. Now, the connection of devices can be physical and logical. Now, this is a very important point we need to understand here. What is this physical and what is this logical? Physical, we know very well. Physical means the devices are connected with each other by using a cable. There is a physical network. Or let us say it can be wireless also. Wireless network is also possible. So whatever. One is a connection. Physical network means it is a connection. Now the other network is your logical network. What exactly this logical network means? See, this is a computer network that you can see on your screen, and there are many devices there. Like there are many computers, there is a server, there is a switch, there is a router, and there will be some more devices there. Or I can say there will be more routers and more switches and more computers. Okay. So there is no limit like how many devices should be there in a company or how many devices should be there in a network. There can be 10 devices or there can be like 50,000 devices. When you go to high-tech city, if you're from Hyderabad, you know that Gachibowli and high-tech city where we have like many companies there, right? Or if you're somewhere in Chennai or if you're somewhere in Bangalore, every city has like big MNCs, multinational companies. So there are many companies in a city like Hyderabad where there are 20,000 people working, 25,000 people working in one branch. I'm not saying all over the company. I'm just saying in one branch that many people are working. Got it? That many people are working in single branch. So that is your physical network. Now, we will see more about physical networks today. There is a class for today actually. But before we go to the physical network, let us see what is this logical network. And by the way, logical network will take around 6 classes, 5 to 6 classes for us to complete. Logical network is a very, very important topic that we need to learn. So right now I can say one thing. Logical network means your IP address. What is logical network? It is your IP address. Now let us see. You can see all these devices here, like computers, servers, routers, switches, they are connected with each other physically. Remember, I told you, I repeat this again and again. One is a connection. The other thing is your communication. So connection is one terminology, communication is one terminology. It's a very simple English terminology. We know this very well. Connection means the devices are communicating with each other. Communication means whether they are talking to each other or not. I'll give a very general example. You know, when you charge your mobile phone, what you do? You take your mobile phone and you take the charger, you connect the charger to the mobile phone. That is connection. Now, my question to you is, if you connect your mobile phone to the mobile charger, will the mobile phone get charging? Answer can be yes as well as no. You know why it can be no? The no can be if you do not plug, if you do not, switch on the switch, if you do not pass the power, the mobile phone will not get charging, right? If you just connect your charger to the mobile phone, it will not get charged. There is a process there. We need to connect that charger to that particular pin, and then the charger should be connected to the mobile phone, and then we need to switch on that particular port. Then only the electricity will pass. So that is one connection and one communication. Just take that easy example. So let us come back to the network. All the devices are connected with each other, but can they communicate with each other is a billion-dollar question. Let us see. Communication is possible, friends, when you do some configuration on the computers, servers, routers, switches, and all those things. So what communication we have to do, or what configuration we have to do? So the first configuration that we have to do for communication is go to the server and assign a address, and that address is called IP address. For example, on this server, I am assigning the IP address as 192.168.1.10. This is the number I am using on server. Okay. And if I go to this workstation machine, suppose I am assigning the IP address as 172.16.1.1. And if I go to this laptop here, the IP address I'm using here is 10.0.0.1. So server has a IP address, laptop has a IP address, desktop has a IP address, and printer also has a IP, router, switch, every machine has a IP. Now, very simple question to you, friends. Can you please tell me, laptop, desktop, and server, are they connected with each other or not? Remember, the chat box is always open. So whenever you want to answer something, or whenever you want to ask a question, the chat box is always open. I repeat the question again. My question here is, computer, laptop, and server, are they connected with each other or not? I'm getting answer as no, but I'm not sure why I'm getting an answer as no. Yes, but these are in different network. How can they are in different network? Listen the question carefully, please. I repeat the question. Computer, server, and laptop, are they connected with each other or not? I'm saying, are they connected with each other or not? Of course they are connected, right? Of course they are connected with each other. These three networks are connected with these three devices are connected with each other. Okay, fine. Now the next question here is, can they communicate with each other or not? Remember, we have seen this before. Now they cannot communicate with each other because the reason is very simple here. Server IP address is starting with a number like 192. Desktop IP address is starting with a number like 172. And a laptop IP address is starting with a number like 10. So they are in three different logical networks. So now they cannot communicate with each other. This is what logical network is all about. Logical network is a IP address. Logical network is a number. Logical network is a number. So devices should be there in same physical network, as well as the devices should be there in same logical network. Okay, I'll make you a bit confused here now. I'll go to the server. I will assign an IP address in server, and the IP address will be, let us say, 172.18.1.2. Now, friends, can you tell me please 172.18.1.2 and 172.16.1.1? This workstation and this server, can they communicate with each other? If you go with what I have said till now, you may say like, yes, they will communicate with each other, right? Because there is 172 here also. There is 172 here and there is 172 there. But again, there are many ifs and buts there. You know, if it is 172 18.1.1 and 172 16.1.1, 172 18.1.2 and 172.16.1.1, still they will not communicate with each other. Why? There is a reason. Because in the second number, here it is 18 and here it is 16. So this also should be same. Now it is not same. So there are many ifs and buts we need to learn. That is the reason I said it will take 5 to 6 classes. It will take 5 to 6 classes for us to learn about IP addresses. So it will take 5 to 6 classes for us to learn about your logical network. So as of now, we are not discussing anything about logical network. Okay, this is just a very basic example just to show you what exactly is a logical network. Done. So remember one thing forever, the devices that are there in same physical network and the devices that are there in the same logical network will communicate with each other. They should be in the same physical network as well as in the same logical network. Fine. So let us keep this logical network aside for today. Let us go and check what are the types of physical networks we have. So when I say physical, the terminology is very simple. Logical means that is just like a number. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it. It is a number. But when I say physical, it is something like a physical that you can see, that you can touch. That means the computers, servers, routers, switches, firewalls, whatever you can see here, all these are physical machines that you can see and that you can touch. So logical is a number, physical is your machine. The best example here is your mobile phone. Your mobile phone is physical. But what about mobile phone number? Is it a physical? No, it is just a logical number. Got it? So every mobile phone has an IP address. Sorry, every mobile phone has a phone number. In the same way, every device within our company or over the internet has an IP address. Got it? Every machine has an IP. Now, what are these types of physical networks we have? Basically, physical networks are divided into 3 major categories. There are many more actually, but majorly 3. There are 3 types of physical networks. One is called local area network. Another one is metropolitan area network. Third one is wide area network. We'll just try to understand these 3 networks today. Local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. These are the 3 major types of networks we have. Now, a very simple tip again. See, whenever you learn any technology, especially in networking, just see the topic name. See, every concept has a name there, right? And that particular name is taken from a general English word. Means when I say LAN, okay, let me just, elaborate a LAN a bit more here. Local area network. I said local area network. Now listen, friends. Local area and network. You can just think this local area and network in your English. This is English terminology. It is not a computer network terminology. What is the meaning of local? Local means I'm talking about a nearby area. Network is a network. So local area network means a computer network that is spread within a room or a building. What is local area network, friends? Local area network is a network that is spread within a room or a building. That comes under local area network. Like, when you go and look for a company, like I said, if there are many companies in a city like Hyderabad or a Bangalore or a Chennai, there is a company like Google. Google is a multinational company. They have branches in many countries and many cities and many continents, right? And one of the branch is in Hyderabad. One of the branch is somewhere in Bangalore. You know how many people are working in that Hyderabad branch? There are more than 10,000 people working in that Hyderabad branch. So when I say a branch, I'm talking about a building, right? I'm not talking about a room. I'm talking about a big building. There are multiple floors and all those things. So whatever the size, if the computer network is spread within a room or a building, then it comes under local area network category. I repeat, if a computer network is spread within a room or a building, then it comes under local area network category. Got it? So what you see right now on your screen is a local area network. And how many devices you can see here? There is one server. There is only one server visible here. But there can be like 10 servers. There can be like 100 servers. There can be even like 700 servers in a company. There is no limit there. But the condition here is all the 700 computers should be there within a small geographical location, small geographical area. I repeat, all the 700 computers should be there within a room or a building. Coming to computers, there can be like totally 32,000 computers in your network. That is possible. Big companies will have this many devices. 32,000 computers. Okay. But all the 32,000 computers should be there within a room or a building. Then it comes under local area network category. That's it. That is a local area network, which is spread within a room or a building. Now, the second thing we have to see here is how the devices are connected. Or first of all, let us see what are the devices we have. The devices that we use in local area network are computers, servers, routers, switches, firewall, cable, printer, etc. These are the devices we use in every local area network. So go to any company, maybe a company is there in Hyderabad, maybe a company is somewhere in Delhi, maybe a company is somewhere in Kashmir or Kanyakumari, or maybe a company is somewhere in China, Russia, or Australia, Brazil, anywhere. Every computer network has same devices. The devices will not change. They are same. Okay. And what is the purpose of this computer network? Again, purpose is also same. Sharing your data, sharing your hardware, okay, sharing your software, remote access, sharing your internet, etc. These are some of the most common things we do over a computer network. If there are 100 people in a company, no need to take 100 printers. Take only one printer and share the printer with all the 100 people. So a person is sitting on machine number 10 or machine number 35, machine number 99. He can take the printout from that one single printer. If there are 100 people working in a company, no need to take 100 internet connection. No need to take 100 internet connection. Just take one internet connection and we can share that internet connection with all the 100 people or maybe like 10,000 people. How to share that we will see. But that is what a computer network is all about. Okay. Okay, now there is a question coming here like how will a firewall looks? Okay, good question. So I'll just show you how the devices will look. But before that, let us just finish one more point here. The fourth point that we need to understand here is how the devices are connected. The first thing we said is where they are spread. They are spread within a room or a building. That is great. What are the devices we use? These are the devices we use. That is great. How many devices we can use? There is no limit there, right? Okay. What is the purpose? Purpose is sharing. That is also we have seen. Now, how they are connected. Connection can be wire or wireless. But remember, which one is better here? Wire is better or wireless is better? Always the wire network is better compared to wireless. Exactly. The wire network is always better compared to wireless. So if there are 10 computers or even if there are 50,000 computers, they are connected by using a cable. There is always a better. What cables we use, which cables we use, how to connect, all these things we have to see in coming classes. This is a very basic class, friend. This is not our administration. So when we go with our routing concept, switch concept, when we make our networks and all those things, I will explain you about cables and other things there. But as of now, just remember the devices are connected by using cables. Done? Now, coming back to the question that I have got just now, how the firewall will look, or I can say how the router will look or how the switch will look. Let us see all the devices here now, one by one. We know computer and laptop, no need to think about computer or laptop. We know these devices, how they look and What we do on these devices, we know everything. Okay. Now coming to server. Server is something like this. Okay. If I can take an easy example, this is one server. When you see this, these are like multiple server. This is a data center. But if you want to see only one server, a standalone server, it will be something like this. And there are different types of servers available. So that we will see when you go with the MCC course. But this is a server. Now coming to router. This also we have seen. They look like this, right? So this is your Cisco router. Physically, it will be like this. It can be much bigger also. It can be like your CPU box, or it can be like, a much bigger in size. If you go with high series, then this size will increase. So anyhow, this is your router. It is a hardware device. If I can go with Cisco switch, it looks like this. We have seen this and we will see this again and again many times. But the question was how the firewall will look. Firewall is also a hardware device that looks like your switch or maybe a router. So this is your actual firewall. What you see on your screen is a firewall. Okay, there is a name written here. I hope I can show you in a bigger way. See, I have redirected it to me, the Cisco website. And this is your, can I just open in a big file? I hope, yeah. Can you see it is Cisco written, and in the right side, you can see Cisco ASA 5505 series. So this is one of the very famous firewall from Cisco. So this is a hardware machine, ASA firewall, exactly. Now there are different companies that manufacture firewalls actually. So this is your Cisco firewall. If I say like Fortinet firewall, this is again one famous company that manufacture firewalls. See, this is also physical machine. And if I can say like Juniper firewall. So these are the different components that manufacture your firewalls. So the bottom line is a firewall is a physical machine. Firewall is a physical machine, as well as there is a firewall called software firewall. If I say a firewall like say ISA firewall, Internet Security Appliance. This is a software firewall. This firewall is designed by Microsoft. So we can install this firewall as a application also. Every person will use a firewall in their computer actually. Can you tell me which firewall you are using as of now? Okay, I'll tell you one thing. To protect your company or to protect your network from hackers or to protect your company from unauthorized people, we use firewall. Got it? That is the main purpose of a firewall. But can you tell me how will you protect your company or how will you protect your computer's data? What will you do? What will you do to protect your company's data? Very simple question actually. How you can protect your data? Firewall is already there. That is already protecting your data, right? It is not allowing any unauthorized person to access your data. But in your computer, in your personal computer, there is no firewall there, right? But still there is some other thing that is already installed in there. There is something called antivirus. What antivirus will do? Antivirus is one of the kind of firewall. So antivirus will protect your computer from virus. So anything that protects your network or anything that protects your computer or anything that protects your data comes under firewall. So there are different types of firewalls we have. One is a physical firewall, one is a software firewall. Okay, one more thing. You access internet in company, you access internet in your home. Is there any restriction on you and me to access internet? No, I can just go here. I can just watch the India versus South Africa cricket match today, or I can just watch the football match. I can just go to this Netflix and I can watch a match in the a movie in the Netflix and all those things. There is no restriction for me here, right? But whatever I said here, will you allow your company users to access Netflix or Hotstar or maybe like, Facebook? Will you allow them? No. So we should restrict them. So again, then we have to use a firewall. Got it? So firewall is one of the device that protects our company from hackers and unauthorized access. Okay, so firewall, the antivirus is also one of the kind of a firewall. Anything that protects is a firewall. So majorly firewall is a hardware machine, but there are some software firewalls also. I hope the answer is clear. So this is a firewall. So what you see here on this network, we have a router as well as we have a switch as well as we have a firewall. Firewall is a different course and a different technology. But in our CCNA course, there are two classes where we are learning about firewall. Remember yesterday I told you access control list. Access control list is a topic that is related to firewall. So it will take two classes for us to learn about access control list. Got it? So this is our local area network, friends. These are the four things we need to remember about local area network. I repeat again, the connections will be wire connections. Majority of cases, it will be wire connection. What is the purpose of connecting all the devices? This is the purpose: sharing data, software, hardware, internet, all those things. What are the devices we use? These are the devices we use. And where the local area network is located, it is located or it is spread within a room or a building. And there is no limit like how many devices can be there. Got it? Okay, there is one more very good question coming here, like internet has to configure in router or firewall. See, internet can be configured in a firewall, in a router, as well as in a server. But in most of the cases, it will be configured in the router and the firewall. So anywhere it can be configured. We can use a server also. Remember I told you yesterday, or I'll repeat that word, repeat the sentence. There are devices that can do multiple tasks. Or I can say or I can say in this way, I can say like there is a particular task that we can perform on multiple devices. Like if I can say like taking a photo, I can take a photo on my webcam that is in my laptop. I can take a photo by using a mobile phone camera, or I can take a photo by using an actual camera, right? So there are certain tasks which we can do on multiple devices. Got it? Okay, so let us go to this software. It is called Cisco Packet Tracer software. This software I will share with you after some days. Right now it is not needed. So this is Cisco software, Cisco Packet Tracer software, using which we can do all practicals. Okay, so here we have many devices. So I will go and take a router here, one XYZ router, whatever. Then I'll take a switch. Then I'll take some laptops here. Then I'll take a server. Every computer, every laptop, every switch and a router has some series and models. So all these things we will see in coming classes. As of now, I'm just making a random network here. Not explaining anything to you because not needed as of now. That's it, friends. My local area network is ready. Imagine this local area network is there somewhere in a place like, say, South, let's say Delhi. This is there in South Delhi. This local area network is there in South Delhi. Done. There is a router, there is a switch, or there will be multiple switch, or there will be multiple computer servers. So there is no limit here, like how many devices should be there. We know this very well, right? So this is your local area network. Fine. Now, I'll just copy this. This is one more branch, and that branch also has the same devices. Number of devices can be more or less, but the devices will be same. In South Delhi, there can be like 300 computers. In North Delhi, there can be 700 computers. There is no problem there. Number of devices can be more, but the devices names will be same. So this South Delhi, and this is, let us say, North Delhi. There are two branches in Delhi. I'll just zigzag here, make it here. Yeah, now good. So one is a local area network in South Delhi, one is a local area network in North Delhi. But see, this is a company. This is one company that has two branches. Please listen carefully, your friends. This is one company that has totally two branches, but two branches are there within a city, right? So if branches are spread within a city, if the computer network is spread within a city, then it is called metro Metropolitan. You know the meaning of metropolitan very well, right? Metropolitan means a big city. You can just imagine how many metropolitan cities are there within a country like India. Or you can say any big district is also considered as a big city. Because, you know, if you go to a particular district, let us say Vijayawada, it is not a very big city, but still it is like, you know, a sufficient city to have multiple branches. Like, you know, if you go to Vijayawada, how many branches can be there of SBI? Is it only one? Of course, no. That's literally not possible, right? They will have like multiple branches. Every location has a particular branch. Okay. So, very simple. What is metropolitan area network? A computer network that is spread across a city, or I can say like this also, local area networks spread across a city. I can say computer network that is spread across a city, or I can say local area networks spread across a city. So if you go and look at this diagram, there are two local area networks here, right? One is in South Delhi, one is in North Delhi. How many devices are there in South Delhi? Let us say there are totally 356 devices in South Delhi. How many devices are there in North Delhi? Let us say 525 devices in North Delhi. So North Delhi has a local area network, South Delhi has a local area network. These are two different local area networks. Okay. Now, computer network that is spread across a city, or local area network that are spread across a city, that comes under metropolitan area network. But when you see this diagram here, friends, like South Delhi and North Delhi, till now, this is not a metropolitan area network. Whatever you see right now on your screen is one local area network is in South Delhi, another local area network is in North Delhi. Until and unless you make connection between these devices, it will not become metropolitan area network. It will be simply two different local area networks. That's it. So now we have to connect our South Delhi with North Delhi. Now, very simple question here, friends. Let us see, first of all, what are the devices we use here and what is the purpose? So the answer is very easy here. The devices that we use in metropolitan area network is same: computer, server, router, switches, and all those things. And the purpose is sharing, but we are not sharing hardware in a way. We can share hardware also, let us say. We can share software and okay, we are not sharing internet because internet connections will be different. Okay, fine. So this is your purpose. So devices are same, the purpose is same. But the big question here is, can you please tell me how they will be connected? According to your experience, what you feel, will they be connected by using wire, or will they be connected by using this wireless technology? Imagine the distance between the South Delhi and North Delhi is, let us say, 50 kilometers. There is some distance, right? 50 kilometers. Okay, so there is a question here. Let us go to that question first before we go like see how we are connected. The question is, like you said, LAN means within the building. Exactly, LAN means within the building or within a small geographical location. South Delhi means city. So why it is a LAN? Okay, see, South Delhi, there is a LAN in South Delhi, right? You should not consider the South Delhi complete area as LAN. I am saying in South Delhi at this particular lane and in this particular building, these are the 356 computers we have. These are the 356 devices we have. That is what it means. When I say South Delhi, I'm talking about one branch in South Delhi. Okay. Can I just go to internet? Can I show you one of the network if possible? Let us see. Randomly, I'm just typing this. I got some answer here, right? So I'm talking about this particular branch. Imagine this is a particular bank, South Delhi, let us say this one. So I'm talking about this local area network that you see on your screen right now. I'm not talking about the complete South Delhi. I'm just talking about one of the branch in South Delhi. I'm talking about this one. So all these people are working on computers, right? So that is your local area network. Got it? Yeah, fine. Okay, now what was the question? How South Delhi and North Delhi are connected? So I got the answer here as like the wire, the cable, and all those things. Of course, whatever the distance is there between South Delhi and North Delhi, they are connected by using a cable. So I'm just randomly taking one cable here. No need to worry like which cable I'm taking and how I'm connecting and all those things. I just took a cable here. Fine. So who should take the cable between South Delhi and North Delhi? You are the administrator working in South Delhi. I am the administrator working in North Delhi. So do we need to take the cable? No. What we have to do is we have to call a third party here that is called ISP. Internet Service Provider. Internet Service Provider. These are the people, they will come to us. We need to contact them and they will come and they will make these connections. I repeat again, friends. Internet service providers are the people who will make connections between South Delhi and North Delhi. Or maybe there are 200 branches in Delhi. Who will make connection between 200 branches? This internet service provider. So who are these internet service providers? See, right now you are connected to this class by using some internet session for sure. Of course, there is internet session there, right? Internet connection there, right? So which internet connection you are using? Maybe you're using a Geo internet connection or Airtel internet connection, or maybe like, Vodafone or Idea or BSNL, or maybe you're going with like Hathway or Act Fiber or whatever. So that is your internet service provider. Whatever internet you are getting in your home, the same people will provide internet in the companies. So these people are known as internet service providers. So what we have to do, we just need to make a call to these people. They will come and they will make the connections. If you're thinking how they will make connections, how they will take the cable from South Delhi to North Delhi, no need to worry as of now. There is a class for that. In that class, we will see how they will be connecting all the branches with each other, how they will be connecting and what configuration we have to do. All these things we have to see in detail. So then we will see in that particular class. What metropolitan area network means? Local area networks spread across a city. There can be 2 local area networks, or there can be 200 local area networks. Got it? That is your metropolitan area network. This is a very basic class, friends. I hope you are able to follow me. I'm getting a lot of questions in the chat box. That is always great, actually. I hope I'll get the questions till the end of our course, till the last day. See, I can say one thing in a simple, in a friendly way. 90%, 85 to 90% things in MCAC, CCNA are like, very easy, very logical. There are certain topics which are a bit difficult, like 10 to 15% topics. So whenever you do anything, whenever you learn anything, some topics are always difficult, right? So there are some topics which are a bit difficult, but I'll make sure you will understand those difficult topics in a simple and easy way. Instead of taking 2 examples, I'll go with like 3 examples. Then things will be more easier for you to understand. So no need to worry about the classes and all those things. We will try to understand things in the best way possible. Just try to be more open. Whenever there is a doubt, whenever there is a question, just send the question in the chat box. It will help you a lot for you as well as for me, as well as for all the other people. Done? Now, let us see the third type of network, that is your wide area network. Wide area network. Now, what exactly is this wide area network? Name says everything, wide. So when I talk about wide area network, wide means very far, right? That is a very simple meaning of wide. Okay, so when I say wide, local area networks spread across cities, countries, and continents. That is the definition of wide area network. What is wide area network? Local area network spread across cities, countries, and continents. Take any company which you consider as a multinational company, like say Google or Facebook or Yahoo or IBM or Dell or Sony or Samsung, whatever company. These companies have branches in many countries. You can see Samsung in Brazil. You can see Samsung in Alaska. You can see Samsung in UK. You can see Samsung somewhere in Africa, somewhere in Asia, somewhere in Australia. Of course, for sure it is there, right? This is one of the big companies. We have telecommunication or mobile company or TV company, whatever you say. But are they connected with each other? Of course, they are connected. Banking sector, people go to like some other countries to get a job and to work there and blah blah or something, and they send money to the families who are there in India. Like someone is in Dubai, someone is in UK, someone is in USA, someone is in Australia. They are sending money from there. So they will deposit money in the account somewhere in Australia, and a person in a remote area in India, let us say in a mandal maybe, or in a small town, a person is sitting in a mandal or a town, and there he can collect the money. Now just see the connection here, guys. A person is somewhere in a remote location in India, and the other person is there in Australia. So what that person will do, once he deposit the money in the account, that person will say, you can collect the money now. So within like couple of seconds, the person who is there in India, he can collect the money, right? See, such a fast transaction and such a fast communication is there. So how that is possible? Australia branch and India branch, there is a way of communication. There is a way of communication, isn't it? That is the reason they are able to exchange information with each other. So wide area network is spread across cities, countries, and continents. Now, this part will remain same in every network. Devices we use in wide area network are same. What is the purpose? Purpose is same. I can share the hardware also. I can share, I'm not sharing internet for sure, but remote access, I can share the software, I can share the data and all those things. But the logic here is, wherever a person is located on the face of the earth, he can communicate. See, right now we are connected to this online session. I'm not sure how many people are connected from the other countries or other cities. Everyone is not from Hyderabad here for sure. Some people are from like Chennai, some are from Bangalore, some are in like Dubai, some are in like USA, some are in like UK. They are still connected to this. So we are in a metropolitan or wide area network. Actually, we are in this wide area network now. We all are connected to this class by using some network in between. Got it? Now, the big question here is again connection. Now we are not talking about like North Chennai or South Chennai or North Delhi or South Delhi, right? We are talking about, let's say, India and Australia, or India and Brazil, Brazil and UK, UK and Dubai, Dubai and Russia, Russia and Japan. So what you're expecting here, friends? Will it be cable or will it be wireless? I got a wire, but I got a big question here. The question is, if the connections between countries and continents is wide, there will be oceans and deserts and forests and rivers and mountains and everything, of course, right? So how they will be communicating, or how they will be connected actually, first of all? Now, the answer here is, if there is a branch in, let us say, this is not South Delhi and North Delhi. No, this is, let us say, India. And this, let us go with Australia. You know, the distance between India and Australia is around 10,000 kilometers. And we know there is a big sea there. There is a Bay of Bengal, and it's a, huge sea. Let us make things more interesting here, friends. Can I go to map here? See, India to Australia, we can see a lot of small islands in between. And we have seen, like, there is a sea and all those things. So the cable is going under the sea. It's very scary to see this map, right? How that is possible, like how they can be connected by using a cable. If you're in India and if you're connected to Australia or maybe Africa or maybe like somewhere in Brazil, where is Brazil? It is somewhere here. This is your Brazil. So if you're connected to Brazil, or if you're connected to somewhere in Europe, this is your Europe. Or if you're connected to somewhere in like Alaska, or if you're connected somewhere like anywhere on the face of the earth, You're connected by using a cable. The question is how? Let me just show you how. Okay, friends, you can see this a very simple and easy photo. What you can see here, friends, see clearly there is a big ship there. It's a container ship or it is actually cable ship. And what you see, this yellow color bundles is your internet cable. They are laying down this cable under a sea. These bundles are your internet cables. Can I show you some other photo? You can just go to Google and search. See, this is again this brown color one. What you see here is a cable, and this backside is your sea again. So all these devices are connected with each other by using a cable. All the branches are connected with each other by using a cable. All the countries, cities, continents are connected with each other by using a cable. So they will lay down this undersea cable. Now what these people are doing here is underground cable. See, this is underground cable. You might have seen these bundles actually somewhere in your city, in your town. You might have seen this actually, but you are not realized that is an internet cable. Okay, so these are the internet cables we have. Within a city, the cables are connected with the networks are connected by using cable. Between different cities, see again, underground cable, they are digging and they are laying down this cable. Or between different countries and continents, again, there is a undersea cable. This is a cable that is coming from sea to the ocean, sea to the land. It's a very big thing, right? Okay, I'll just show you the actual undersea cable map. Undersea submarine cable. Yeah, submarine cable. This is your actual map. And here we can see how they are connected. This is only undersea cable here, friends. See, in our country, India, the cables are coming from, this is Mumbai actually. You can see Mumbai. Many cables are entering from Mumbai and many cables are entering near Chennai port. And some cables are entering from the, in Kerala also, like Kochi and Trivandrum is here and Tuchikoli, India, that is somewhere in Tamil Nadu, right? So we have like this many cables coming here in India. So this is a map of undersea cables. So see here, India and the Australia, it is not connected directly. So India is going to like some other city here, some other country. From there, it will go to some other country. From there, it will go to some other country. In the end, we are like, communicating with Australia. So this is your undersea cable map. Obviously, there are more cables coming here because this is your Europe, like, big cities like London, Paris, a country like France, Germany, UK, all these countries are there, which are like more advanced. So obviously there is more cables coming there. This is only undersea cable. Underground cable will be different. Like if I go to India from Kashmir, this is our Kashmir here. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, how much is the distance? It is more than like 2,500 kilometers, right? So from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the computer network is a cable network. The devices are connected by using cables. If you know this from before, then it is okay. But for some people, it is still a bit shocking thing to know, like the devices or the networks, they are connected by cable. Always a cable network is better. Don't expect satellites to make your connections. No, satellites are not successful. Satellites will not, pass the signals properly when there is a rainy season. So everything is connected by cable. And the internet service providers are making this cable. So there are some national ISP providers, there are some international ISP providers. So right now there are many ships which are traveling in a sea or in an ocean somewhere, and they are making these cables. They are connecting all the branches actually. See, this is your fiber optic cable. This is a cable that they are using. And this is real photo. Someone is just repairing something if there is some problem there. The cable is not floating on the sea actually. It will go down deep inside. So when there is a submarine here or when there is some ship passing, so it will not affect anything. See, it is laying down on the soil there, right? It is laying down under the sea. So there will not be any problem with this cable. But in case if the cable is broken or cable is cut, they will just repair that cable, something like this. These are not administrators. They are some divers actually. But whatever. I can see the Jackie Chan. I can see many people like that right now because, they feel like how that is possible, right? 99% people who use internet, they feel internet is coming from satellite. The non-technical people feel like internet is coming from satellite and all those things. No, guys. Everything is a cable connected. All these ships, they are like, right now floating on the sea or ocean or somewhere, and they are just making these cables. That's it. They are connecting these cables. Why internet speed is becoming high and high every day, every year, every month? The reason is the cables are becoming more. Right now, how much speed I'm using in India, in Hyderabad? Right now, the internet speed that I'm using in Hyderabad is 80 Mbps. That is a huge speed. 80 Mbps. I watched a lot of, football matches, cricket matches, YouTube. This I take many classes. I just do this and it. 80 Mbps. Me, for my family, it is like more than enough. It is like huge speed. I should not say more than enough. It is like huge speed. So 80 Mbps is very common. I'm paying only 700 or 800 rupees for this. It's nothing actually for 80 Mbps, like 1000 GB download and all those things. But when I was using internet in 2010 in the same city, in the same area, my internet speed was 1 MB. It was considered as a good speed then, 1 MB, because there was no Hotstar, there was no Netflix, YouTube was not so famous, Facebook was not so famous. So it was 1 MB. Now, why the speed has increased from 1 MB to like 100 MB easily within 10 years? The infrastructure has increased. If there is more infrastructure, there is more speed there, right? Okay, there is a question here, like from where internet is coming and producing. Producing is not the correct terminology, but from where internet is coming, that is the question. Okay, I'll ask you question in your question actually. The answer is actually a question. Can you please tell me from where exactly the road is starting? These roads, right? You travel within cities, countries, and all those things. If I ask you like from where exactly a road is starting, where is the starting point of a particular road? There is no answer for this, right? Once you go outside your gate, you can see a road there. So from where the road is starting from you, for you. And once I go outside my gate, the road is starting from there. If someone is in Australia and once you go outside his house, there is a road starting there. So from there it is starting. So there is no answer like from where the internet is starting. Okay, I can say who is controlling the internet. Internet is controlled by like many companies. We have the companies there. So internet is controlled by them. There is a topic in MCIC that is called DNS. There I'll show you where internet is coming or who is controlling and all those things. But the question is from where internet is starting. There is no answer for this, like from where internet is starting. There is a simple answer called root DNS servers. I can say that as of now, but that will be like a too technical answer for you to understand as of now. Exactly. It is connecting, like once you connect your mobile phone or a laptop to the internet, it is like you have connected your device to the internet. So there is no starting. Got it? Okay, but hopefully in coming classes, you'll get a better idea like from where internet is starting, how it is starting and all those things. Yeah, thanks, Ravi. So I hope the concept is clear, the types of networks and all those things. So now in coming classes, what we need to see how to make communication between this device and this device. That is actually our main motto of CCNA. How to make communication between South Delhi and North Delhi, or how to make communication between India and Australia. That is what we will do in coming classes. As of now, we are just learning the basic things. And hopefully tomorrow will be the last basic class. Tomorrow we will see some more types of networks. There is something called campus area networks, Soho network, and all those things. We will see those networks tomorrow. And we will just try to see some basics of our routers and switches and firewalls, how they look, what configuration we have to do, and all those things we will see. So by tomorrow, we will finish all the basic things. Okay, so after tomorrow, we will start our main topics. That is, the first main topic is our logical network, that is your IP addressing, that we will start after tomorrow. Okay, one simple suggestion here, friends, or maybe a request in a way. When you come for these classes after tomorrow, that is for IP addressing, you know how to learn CCNA. There are two things you should carry every time. One is a pen, another one is a book. If you sit in the class with a pen and a book, you can easily learn each and everything from CCNA course. These are the two things you should carry from after tomorrow. I repeat again, tomorrow is the last basic class for us. We'll just try to cover all the things that we need to see in our basics before we enter into the main topic. Got it? So tomorrow the link will be same actually. Maybe after tomorrow they will change the link. And after tomorrow, they will just send the link to people who paid the money. That is actually the protocol they follow. So for 2-3 days or 4 days, the link will be same. After that, they will change the link and the link will be forwarded only to the paid students. Anyhow, tomorrow still you can come with the same link. You can attend this class tomorrow also. Okay. And Ambuj Kumar, you can come for this session tomorrow. Like you already paid the fees, you send me the message, right? So tomorrow also join with the same session. And in case if they are changing the link, I'll inform you tomorrow. Or they will send the link directly to your mail ID. Okay, fine. I got many questions here now. One of the questions is, if LAN, MAN, and WAN is a physical network, then what is a star, bus, and ring? This is a good question actually. Star, bus, and ring is called actually topology. That is what we have to see tomorrow. It is called topology. Topology means how they are designed, how they are connected with each other. That is one of the main thing we have to see tomorrow. Akriti Singh, tomorrow we will see that. Okay, so don't worry about this star, bus, and ring. That is our tomorrow's topic. Done. And will you explain protocols like HTTP, FTP, etc. in this course? Of course, there is a topic called OSI reference model, right? So there we will see what is HTTP, what is FTP, how to use it, how to block it. All these things we will see in our OSI reference model and access control list. That is it. No need actually, Rahul. If you are already done with the payment and all those things, no issues. After like 2-3 days, I will take the email IDs of each and every student so that I can share all the documents that I have. After like a couple of days, I have to share the documents. So then I'll take all the mail IDs. As of now, no need for anything. Tomorrow also you can join with the same link. Got it? Tomorrow also with the same link. Okay, so let me just write tomorrow's topics here. Tomorrow it will be networks. We need to see some more networks here. Devices, and we will see topology. So we have to see topologies and devices and networks tomorrow. So we can finish this easily in one class. Because in coming classes, we need to see the same topics in more detail. So we'll just have an introduction tomorrow. Okay. That's it. And there is one more question here. Are these 2 batches for MCSE? No. No, Akriti Singh. This is only for like, okay, I'll just make things more clear for you. MCSE is at 10 a.m. CCNA is at 11:05 a.m. Both are different courses. This is about your server administration and this is about your network administration. Different courses, different fees, different time, everything will be different. Why we are starting 2 courses at the same time? Because, you know, every person have to learn these 2 courses to, like, you know, pursue their career or to go into like cloud or virtualization or security or whatever. So that's the reason we are starting, but both are different courses. Okay, there is a question here like, what is the difference between MCSE and MCSA? Good question, Ravi. I'll remember this question, and can we just see the difference between MCSE and MCSA tomorrow at 10 a.m. in our MCSE class, because this question is related to that class, and some other people will be there, right? So it will be useful for all. There is of course some difference, but hopefully we'll see that tomorrow. Understood, Akriti Singh? What are these two batches about? One is about MCSE, that is from 10 to 11, and CCNA, sorry, this is CCNA. This is about your network administration, and this is between 11.5 to like 12.5, 12.10, whatever. Two different courses. Okay, fine. So yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Thanks again for joining, and see you tomorrow at same time, 11:05 or 11 p.m. exactly for CCNA. And people who are coming for like MCC, they can come for 10 a.m. as well as for this class. That's it, guys. Thanks a lot for joining. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.